Apologies for the break in transmission. The people of Ajami Moga community in Ipobaoka local government area have commended the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for responding to their plight through the construction of a pedestrian concrete jetty equipped with solar-powered street lights in the community. The indigents and residents of the area gave the commendation during an inspection tour of the project, alongside other completed and ongoing projects in the locality by members of the Edo State Oil and Gas Producing Areas Development Commission at Superdec. The reports. Moving on. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, has stated that President Bola Tinubu revised public-private partnerships models in the health sector are drawing in foreign exchange and boosting new investments across the healthcare industry. Professor Pate made this known while announcing a multi-phase investment agreement worth $35 million aimed at establishing a world-class diagnostic center, a research and imaging training facility, and deploying cutting-edge imaging equipment across federal hospitals in all geopolitical zones. He noted that the initiative would help reduce the economic burden on Nigerians who travel abroad for medical treatments. The minister disclosed this during a media briefing held during his site visit to the Universal
various kinds of diagnostic equipment. And I think we saw what we can also ensure that Nigerians have access to across our federal facilities, across our hospitals, at least in the 6 geopolitical zones over time. Already, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is transforming Nigeria's healthcare system. Through NSIA, there are 10 major new diagnostic centers being constructed and equipped, in addition to the NSIA Federal Ministry of Health partnership that has brought infrastructural upgrades for cancer treatment all across Nigeria. Now, the entry of actors like the Universal Medical Imaging only adds to this effort, and the National Hospital in Abuja is identified as the first place where United Medical Imaging will have a diagnostic center over time. They are in discussion with the National Hospital so that we can see how to operationalize such a major diagnostic facility in our own national health system, starting with the National Hospital in Abuja. They're willing to commit initial $5 to $6 million in the first phase, and over time they have indicated to us at least $30 million more in the second phase. But we'll have to do it carefully, following due process, ensuring all the regulatory standards are met, and that the talent and our context is taken into account.
The Director General of the Delta State Bureau for Communications and Orientation, Mr. Fred Ogenesibe, has refuted claims that recent defectors are attempting to hijack the All Progressive Congress in Delta State. Mr. Fred Ogenesibe dismissed the allegations made by former lawmaker Afegboa as baseless, misleading, and potentially divisive for the party. He affirmed that Omeni Sobotie remains the duly recognized state chairman and that all existing officers continue to hold their positions following Governor Sheriff Oborewori's defection from the PDP to the APC in April. According to Ogenesibe, Governor Oborewori has been collaborating closely with party stakeholders to strengthen the APC and secure victory for President Bola Tinubu and other party candidates in the 2027 elections. In Delta State, the police have apprehended 77 individuals linked to kidnapping, robbery, car theft, drug trafficking, and various other criminal activities. During the monthly media briefing at the command headquarters, Commissioner of Police Olufemi Abaniwanda revealed that 5 kidnapping victims had been rescued with 4.1 million naira in ransom money recovered, along with firearms, ammunition, and 3 vehicles In a separate operation, authorities apprehended Ahmed Ibrahim, a notorious arms dealer and key weapons supplier to Northern Bandits Group, who is also wanted in connection with multiple kidnapping and robbery cases.
Amen. There was an exchange on gunfire. In the ensuing process, the victim, a lady, was rescued on earth. One of the suspected kidnappers paid the supreme price, and in his possession was found an AK-47 rifle with 20 rounds of live ammunition. A female arms runner was coming from Kaduna to Delta State, to Warri to be precise, to come and pick arms for bandits in Kaduna. They were tracked after about 24 hours of continuous sleepless night by operative of the CP Special Assignment Team. The lady was picked up, and the suspected gun runner was picked up in Warri, one Ahmed Ibrahim, a 31-year-old. And then further intelligence and interrogation led to the recovery of one AK-47 rifle and a bag containing 115 rounds. That was what was required from the lady.
Insurance professionals have been urged to expand their services to reach a broader segment of the Nigerian population. The call was made during the conference on the 2025 insurance reform. The report.
The Nigerian Insurance Industry Reforms Act, NIIRA 2025, is a strategic initiative designed to position Nigeria as a continental leader by driving growth through insurance support for investments. Minister of State for Finance Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite disclosed this in Lagos while addressing insurance directors at a conference. She urged insurance professionals to underwrite businesses that will contribute to achieving President Bola Tinubu's vision of a $1 trillion economy.
Insurance just means that you have to protect against risk. Risk will happen. There must always be risk. Risk is part of life. But then your ability to manage the risk is what we call insurance. So insurance really comes up to say, if this risk should happen to you, whatever risk you're insuring, that we stand ready to back you, we stand ready to support you so that you don't have a diminishment of income.
A key speaker at the event, Biodun Fadikbe, stated that the NIIRA 2025 reforms opens new opportunities for achieving broader economic goals.
If we are going to create a large number of quality jobs that will make the economy to grow inclusively, it means entrepreneurs that will create those jobs must be able to take risks without having to worry. Which means the underwriters, we have to be there to underwrite the risks these entrepreneurs are taking, so the process create jobs. But of course, it means people can also take bigger risks.
Regulators of the sector acknowledge that changes are on the way and pledge to drive innovation with expanding opportunities.
This is believed to be one of the reforms that will support Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. And there's no way insurance can be left behind, because that is the backbone of the entire economy.
Insurance is the best means of protection, and then there's nobody, either maybe you're in the the high income level, or the middle, or the lower income level, that you don't need one form of protection in terms of your life, in terms of your property.
The event was held under the theme Navigating the New Insurance Landscape Strategies for NIRA 2025, Compliance and Growth. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BeeTv News.
The federal government and the Ondo State government have reaffirmed their commitment to transforming Nigeria's education system through digital innovation, effective data management, and the professional development of teachers. At the opening of the 69th National Council on Education meeting in Akure, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa highlighted education as a key driver of social mobility, national unity, and sustainable development. He noted that the state is building on its historical legacy from the free education era of the Old Western region by making new investments in digital learning, teacher welfare, and school infrastructure. Meanwhile, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, announced the approval of a National Education Repository and Data Bank System, a digital platform designed to preserve academic records.
Since our absorption as government, we have embarked on a massive reconstruction and renovation of public schools infrastructure across the state. We also initiated strategic collaborations with international development partners and other stakeholders.
Education is not merely a social service. It's a strategic investment. It is the foundation of economic growth, social cohesion, and national stability. Quality education data and professionalized teaching are twin pillars on which sustainable national development rests.
Vice President Kashim Shettima is set to unveil Nigeria's green transition roadmap as the country takes a leading role in climate action across West Africa. Nigeria has become the first nation in the region to submit its third nationally determined contribution, known as NDC 3.0, to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The report. The McDonnell Douglas MD-11F aircraft, operated by United Parcel Service, had just taken off from Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport around 5:15 p.m. local time when it experienced catastrophic mechanical failure. Witnesses reported seeing flames trailing from one of the engines moments before the plane plunged into an industrial area and exploded in a massive fireball. Officials said the aircraft narrowly missed striking a Ford Motor Company assembly plant and a nearby convention center, both located less than a mile from the crash sites. This could have been far worse, said Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg at a late-night briefing to determine what happened and to support everyone impacted. The National Transportation Safety Board and Federal Aviation Administration have launched a joint investigation. Officials confirmed that both the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, commonly known as the black boxes, have been recovered. Preliminary reports suggest that one of the engines detached mid-air, causing a loss of control and subsequent explosion on impact. The crash has shaken Louisville, where UPS is one of the region's largest employers. Flags across Kentucky were ordered to half-mast as families and colleagues gathered for vigils Wednesday evening. This is a heartbreaking day for our community, Governor Andy Beshear said. We thank the brave first responders who risked their lives to contain the fire and rescue victims. With UPS being a central pillar in global logistics, the accident has triggered operational disruption.
The Golden Gate Investments Inc., in partnership with the Edo State Diaspora Agency, Golden Gate Partners Limited, Vedor Healthcare, and Andrew Enofe Real Estate invites you to a Business Investment Summit, an exclusive event for forward-thinking investors and professionals. Benin, date 8 November 2025. Venue, Clotier Hotel, 4th Century Road off Sape Road, Benin City. Time, 10 a.m. Abuja, date 15 November 2025. Venue, Plateau Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Time, 10 a.m. Port Harcourt, date 17 November 2025. Venue, Swiss International Hotel, 9 Mabisol Avenue, off Peter Odili Road, Port Harcourt. Time, 10 a.m. Come and discover how to earn US dollars while in Nigeria and secure your pathway to Canadian PR through business investments, combining wealth creation with immigration opportunities. We will connect our global investors to high-performing real estate-backed opportunities designed to deliver consistent returns, financial growth, and lasting impact. Minimum investment is 50,000 USD. To register, log on to the GoldenGateInvestments.com. For more information, please call 0814-823-8210.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now we're moving on to business news. The chairman of the OPEC Board of Governors for 2025, Adeyemi Beru, has urged Nigerian oil producers to prioritize domestic refining and value creation instead of exporting raw crude. Let's join BeeTv News Team for more details on this and more from business news.
Speaking at the Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists pre-conference workshop in Lagos, Adeyemi Bello, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of First Exploration and Petroleum Development Company, stated that Nigeria must move away from decades of crude exports and focus on retaining value within the local economy. He said Nigeria has long depended on oil exports, sending crude abroad for industrial use by foreign nations. He emphasized that the country must take responsibility for developing its energy resources locally to drive industrial growth rather than rely on foreign market. Adeyemi Bello added that Nigeria must work to increase production to meet its national target of 3 million barrels per day while ensuring sustainability. The NAPE president, Uche, noted that achieving and maintaining this production level would depend on the technical excellence of explorers and the overall performance of the industry. Oando suspends petrol imports as Dangote raises output. Oando PLC has suspended petrol importation into Nigeria as rising output from the Dangote refinery continues to reshape the downstream oil market, causing a 20% drop in the company's trading revenue. In its half-year and 9 months 2025 financial report, Oando stated that its trading segment faced headwinds due to declining premium motor spirit imports following the increased domestic refining capacity. The company said the development, while positive for Nigeria's energy security and self-sufficiency, exerted pressure on its revenue and group top line. To mitigate the impact, Oando diversified crude offtake sources, optimized trade flows, and expanded into new commodities such as liquefied natural gas. The Dangote refinery, which began production in 2024, now supplies most of Nigeria's petrol and diesel needs from its 650,000 barrels per day capacity, significantly reducing fuel import dependence. Last week, the federal government introduced a 15% impute duty on petrol and diesel to discourage fuel imports and protect local refineries. Analysts said that the new tariff combined with Dangote's increased output would gradually push importers out of the market. Food and beverage imports rose to 677.3 billion naira in the first half of 2025, representing a 44.48% increase from 468.76 billion naira in the same period of 2024, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. Data showed that while imports of primary food and beverages for household consumption surged, processed food and beverage import for households slightly declined by 1.85% from 699.58 billion naira in H1 2024 to 686.81 billion naira in H1 2025. Primary food and beverage imports for industrial use grew by 1.37% from 969.22 billion naira to 982.49 billion naira, while processed imports for industrial use increased by 7.28% from 984.16 billion naira to 1.6 trillion naira. Members of the organized private sector attributed the surge in imports to weak local production, insecurity, inconsistent agricultural policies, and consumer preference for imported goods. Despite the import surge, food inflation dropped to 16.87% in September 2025 from 37.77% in September 2024. However, stakeholders warned that continued policy inconsistency and production challenges could worsen food insecurity. Nigeria's agricultural import bill reached 2.22 trillion naira in the first half of 2025, reflecting rising dependence on foreign food supply. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BeeTv News.
And now to entertainment news. Senator Ned Nwoko, APC Delta, stated that politics should be open to all Nigerians and not limited to a privileged few. He emphasized that the goal of every political leader should be to make Nigeria great, speaking with the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja on Thursday. He urged political and other leaders to think outside the box for the betterment of the people, noting that only political leaders themselves can make the country great. Also, Bake-Off winner Jasmine Mitchell says alopecia changed my perception of beauty. Let's join BeeTv News' Evelyn Izibili for more details on this and more from the entertainment world.
Nwoko listed several bills he sponsored, including the constitutional alteration for the creation of a new state, the Nigerian Youth Entrepreneurship Grants Program Establishment Bill, and the Waste Management and Malaria Eradication Agency Establishment Bill. He also highlighted the Cashless Asset Acquisition Act, which requires property and high-value transactions to be conducted through traceable cashless systems, integrating registries with AML and KYC databases to combat illicit financial flows and promote transparency. Other bills sponsored by Wonko include the Self-Defense and Firearm Ownership Regulation Act, the Corona System Reenactment Act 2023, the ECOWAS Parliament Election Governance Act, the Diaspora Voting Bill, the Parliamentary Governance System Act, the Nigerian Defense Academy Amendment Bill for a Delta State campus, and the upgrade of Ogwashuku Polytechnic to Federal University of Technology Bill. Media personality Charlie Boy reacted to the ongoing marital issues between billionaire politician Ned Nwoko and his actress wife, Regina Daniels. He criticized the couple for bringing their private matters to social media instead of resolving them privately. In a post shared on Instagram, Charlie Boy reminded Nwoko that maturity is not measured by age and that clout chasing cannot solve personal problems. He wrote that as an equates to wisdom and publicity cannot fix chaos. Media personality Toke Makinwa responded to online trolls who mocked her postpartum body after she shared a birthday video. The incident occurred after she posted a video of herself in a beautiful gown to celebrate her first birthday as a mother on Tuesday, November 4th. A social media user identified as Adetong Ashiru criticized Toke on